Hi everyone, our journal page, and I'm working today in this journal that I just made from a 12 by 12 scrapbook paper. I just folded each page in half and just glued them back to back. So that's my start here, and as you can see it's not white, but I would work on it even if it was white. Now I drew some flowers, had fun with it a couple of days ago. Then I scanned them and printed them, and also played with them with my Photoshop. So now I have all kinds of flowers to work with, and today I want to use this flower or a bunch of them to create my art journal page. Basically, this is what I want to be my focal image. As you can see, I just played with the placement and with the leaves. And so what he's starting this I need to build some kind of background for these flowers. So I just went through my stashes and picked up all kinds of papers that will correspond with the colors that I have on my flowers. And I have some mulberry paper, I've got some jelly print, some painty paper that I made, and we'll go through them, and also how I'm going to change some of this because I want some pattern on top of it, and there are all kinds of options like and like I have this is a jelly print, but it's boring, it doesn't have details on it, so I need to add something if I'm going to use it. And we'll go one by one. So first of all, the mulberry paper, I really wanted to use this because I wanted frayed edges. I want pieces of this papers to create the background, and it's boring, it's solid color. So what I thought about, it's the easiest way to go about it, and adding, of course I can stamp it and I can stencil on top of it, but there is a very simple technique. I'm taking any kind of stencil, putting it down, and taking oil pastel, you can also use crayons, and I'm just going over like this, and it picks up. This is a gold oil pastel. Not that you can see much of the gold in the video, but it looks almost yellow, I think, or ochre. So now I've got a lovely pattern on this. Another, I have more mulberry paper. You can also, it doesn't really matter which, and to have mulberry paper, if you have got other papers that you can play with also. It can be scrapbook paper, painty paper, whatever you have. It can be magazines. If you like the color and you want to play with it, just add some pattern that you like. So like here, what I've done, I've placed the same stencil, only here I took some red and just went like this and added some interest to my paper. Like so. So again, I have something to play with on this one, and on this I changed for this stencil. It really doesn't matter, pick whatever you have with whatever pattern you fancy and use it. So here I've done gold. Where is my gold? I am a mess. Too much things on the table. Okay, and once again I've got a pattern here, something to make this more interesting. Now other stuff like this leftover from a jelly print. Again, it's boring, it doesn't have much on it. I can either stencil or stamp. I'm going to do a really quick stamping on it. I've got this stamp that I made from craft foam, a thick craft foam. And as I said, I've got a mess here. I can't find anything. Too much papers all over the place. Oh my god. Okay, here we go. This is another piece of craft foam that I'm just going to put some yellow paint on it, like so. Gonna use a brayer. And I'm just going to dip it in and stamp. And I don't care that it's not prominent, I just want to add interest to my paper, like so. And of course I can do more, I can do less, it's really up to you what you like. I'm moving this aside, and the technique about scraping some crayons or oil pastels can also be done on printer paper. On thicker paper like watercolor paper, it won't work. It works on things that are thin like printer paper and mulberry paper and rice paper. So just so you will know. So I've got all kinds of stuff here, and I think I'm just going to start building up some kind of background. And this is completely intuitive, haven't planned it. I'm just going to start placing stuff on my page. And I want this, let's see, I want something of this, but I don't want straight edges here. And let's see, I have this ruler, it's some kind of flexible plastic, and I just cut it like so in the hopes that it will work when I want to tear something without a straight line. Let's see if it works. Okay, and we have some kind of success. I told you it's not planned, I'm just going and doing something. Do I want it on top? Do I want it underneath? Something, I don't know. Maybe, I really don't know. Let's see. So again, this is not planned, just playing with this, and whatever happens, happens. I think I'm going to go with something like this, and I will help it along just by tearing it by hand. And let's do, I really don't know. Yeah, I hope you have patience. Okay, I'll see what I'm going to do with this space. And basically what I want to do is build on from darker to lighter. So maybe the next one would be this one, and then I don't know, go for this, and maybe this one, and then this. So I'm going to start tearing and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back and I've got the pieces and I'm just going to start gluing them with plain white glue. I'm going to put some here and I'm hoping to do it quickly. And for the foreseeable future, there's going to be a lot of noise of construction. Across the street they are putting a building, so I have to live with this noise for the foreseeable future. There was a public small playground and they just tore it off, and now they are putting another building, another ugly building. The whole neighborhood was built very low, small houses, and now they are just tearing everything up and putting tall buildings that I really, really hate. So what can I say? So we have to live with it. I have to live with it. And I'm just gluing the pieces and I will trim the excess later. As you can see, it's not really planned or measured or anything. I'm just putting it down. Like so. Let's hope something nice will come out of it. I just had a general idea what I wanted to do, and that's it. Nothing else was planned. I'm just putting glue here because I have the two larger pieces coming about. Let's see. Just added a yellow marker to make it a little bit more noticeable than what I stamped before. Oopsie. And I'm gonna put this here. I really like the frayed edges of this mulberry paper. It almost feels like textile. Oops. Okay, so I've got this last piece to go. I think I'll put it like so, and I need for all of this to dry before I continue, so I'll be back. I'm back. This is dry and I still want to add to my background, and before I continue, while I was waiting for this to dry, I took all the little pieces of paper that I had left and just glued them to pieces. I always have ready for tags that I just cut from 12 by 12 that I don't like, so it's great for a base. So here is the start for 2 more tags. So now working more on my background, I've taken some distress inks that again will go with the colors I've got here aged mahogany, barn door, spiced marmalade, fossilized amber, and maybe I will also use this crushed olive, and I want to splatter it especially on this area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put a little bit here, add a little bit of water, and use a fan brush like so, and now I'm just splattering it, and I don't care if it goes also here, it just adds to the whole. So I've got this color, moving on to the next, and yes, splattering is making a mess, but that's what we have baby wipes for. So next color, the red, and again I'll take a little bit of water. I have a jar here. Instead of spraying, I just dipped my brush in. Okay, next, moving to the orange. Don't know how much of it you can see the difference between the colors, but it's here, it's noticeable, and I like it. Of course, you don't have to use distress inks, you can use a acrylic paint, just remember to add a little bit of water. So I've got this, and now for the yellow, I think this is it. I won't use more splattering, it's enough for me. And now I'm just going to let this dry before I continue. I'll be back. Okay, everything is dry, and I've been playing with the placement of the flowers, and I think that it's going to be here. Now this is just printer paper, so I'm just going to use some glue stick, nothing more. I think this one will go here, and I probably haven't put enough. Here we go, just in the edges, always the edges. Okay, one flower in place. Next, let's put this one here. Okay. Next, maybe like this. Yeah, let's go like this. Now some leaves that I want to go underneath. Okay, it doesn't want to move, don't move. Whatever. Never mind. Okay, just one last. Yeah, Okay, so we've got my focal I've got my focal point, and now I want to add just a little bit to the background, and I'm thinking I'm going to stamp some butterflies, and again I'm going to use the same distressed inks I've used before. Let's see. Good enough. Let's take one. Told you it wasn't planned. I'm playing. Okay. Next. Where is the yellow? Good enough for me. Yeah. And I just want to add some words to my page, and I'm taking this aged mahogany, and I've got this stamp already, and follow your dreams. Now, do I want it here or do I want it here? I think I'll just go here, and let's hope for the best. Just putting pressure and letting it, well, soak into the page. Yay! Okay, it worked, and I really like it. So this is it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for leaving me comments down below. I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye for now.